This is a 3-door HUSSMANN freezer I was working on today. The whole bottom pan was completely frozen up, had a failed condensate pump and clogged drain line, which backed up the condensation, froze all the way back to the fans. There wasn't too much going on with it. This is my last call of the day, so I decided to defrost it on site. Let's see what else was going on with this. So what I do is, if I have defrost something on site, I take that sump pump right there, I throw it in the case, I run a hose from that outside, and I run other hose from wherever their water connection is inside, and I defrost the whole case while it's pumping all that water out. Sort of giving you all an idea of how I do it. I think at this time I was waiting for them to open up the back door. It took them a little while, but I got everything squared away that I could have while I was waiting for them to open it up. I got the whole case taken apart, fan shroud off, changed my condensate pump. Those condensate pumps, I use the mini aquas. Aspen makes them. It's just a mini split pump. They're great for replacing the condensate pumps that are in there. They go bad. That's one of the first things that happens with those HUSSMANN freezers. Those condensate pumps will go out because they're continuous run. So even if there's no condensate to be pumped, they're still running, and the gears will just grind out inside of them. I'll open them up before. So I'll go ahead and defrost this case now. See, I try and get a nice probably 2 or 3 inches of water inside there, just to let sit over top of the ice and let it sort of break down and separate from the bottom of the case, and then I'll start breaking it out. When I defrost things, if I have to defrost a case like this or the True that would be on one of my next videos, I'll take a channel lock and I will basically crack that ice. I'll just squeeze my channel locks on that ice and break it apart to get it off of the wires that are going to the fan, sensor wires, whatever it may be. It's a lot better than using a flathead and a pair of linemans to try and chip it off and risk damaging a coil or something else. So this was a really nasty case. Whenever these ice cream freezers go down, of course, you know, the ice cream will get knocked over and it'll create a giant sticky mess. There was a lot of cleaning that I had to do with this case. I didn't show a lot of it on my video. I wasn't able to clean everything, but I did the best I could to try and get that sticky mess out of there, so I wouldn't gunk up that new pump I put in. The new pump has a float also, so if that float gets clogged up, it will back up into there again, but at least won't be leaking all over the floor. And I usually plug up my drain line with either a shop towel. That drain line is right there, the little white circle. I'll plug it up with a shop towel. In this case, what I did was I just crimped off the drain line coming out with vice grips, and so no water would drip out or drain out onto my floor. Usually it ends up being a real big mess whenever you're defrosting cases with water like this, especially these. So you have to have a mop handy. Fortunate for me, I didn't make a mess on this one. So now my case is, I just plugged my compressor back in, restored power to my case. Condensate pump is hooked up, and it is pumping properly. It has a little vent tube at the top that you have to make sure you have connected, or you will get water all over the place. It's a really simple setup, and it works excellent for this application. A little bit dirty under there. I'm not going to clean up all their mess. That's their job. So I think now I'm going to be graphing my controller, or actually I'm going to be showing you all this pump that failed. That thing is nasty. It still had a whole bunch of gunk in it from when I was from when that ice cream melted and dripped into there. The case was at 74 degrees whenever I got there. None of the fans were spinning. They were all caught in ice. I'm glad none of them failed. I lucked out on that one. So as right now, I will be graphing this E2 and showing you what my case was doing. I had some really funky stuff going on at the beginning of the month. I don't even know. I haven't been out to the site for this case before, and then it started doing good all the way up until right around the 20th. It's probably when those fan blades got caught in that ice. Surprisingly enough, this site's only a mile away from my house, but that's why I take such good care of it. Not that I don't take care of the other customers just as well, but this is a place that I go shopping at, so I definitely want to make sure this one's up to par. I waited at the supply house earlier today for probably around an hour and a half for the truck to come in so I could try and get a blower assembly for one of the units that's down. Been waiting on this blower assembly for a while. First time the landlord kicked it back and didn't approve it and never fixed their AC, so hopefully I'll be able to get back out there on Monday or Tuesday and change this out. Unfortunately, my service truck is down right now. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot waiting for my girl to answer the phone so she can tow me back to the house. So I set these TXVs for 4 to 6 degrees of superheat, and that's within 10 degrees of my set point. You can adjust them down as your temperature comes down, but you really want to start tweaking them exactly where you want them once you're within 10 degrees of your set point, which I'm not yet. I left it at 0 degrees, but I'm confident this will be good.